Well, he's taking a slight little break because with the doors closed and everything, we had some smoke alarms up here and the smoke alarm started going off. And I guess we could have masked those off first, but they'll mask those off before they do the walls and the ceilings, and then the smoke alarms won't go off. He's got the door open now, and that's just bringing in a little bit of fresh air. Let's let lots of this paint smell get out of the house. And when he gets all done today, they run water through this hose, and then they pump it out into an old bucket, and then that cleans out the inside because all this paint is latex enamel. Okay, so you can run water through there. Hey, what if you never run an oil-based paint through your sprayer, do you? And when you do that, then you can't clean it out with water. What would you do? Use paint thinner? Or lacquer thinner or something?
Even kerosene.
Kerosene?
Yeah.
Kerosene or paint thinner, yeah. And you'd have to run that through the entire thing.
And leave it.
Oh, you leave it inside overnight?
Yeah.
And then you pump it out the next day before you start painting again?
Yes, sir.
Ah, cool.
It makes it like
but most paint in a house is all latex paint. Like all the stuff that you're going to be using in this house is water-based.
Zero VOC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zero
VOC. Yeah.
VOC, he said.
Yes, sir.
Okay, which is something environmentally it's good to use zero VOC paint. It's all washable. You clean up with soap and water, like for your hands and all that kind of stuff. See that paint dust on the countertop over there? That's just dust. You don't get that. And when somebody's painting, you know, before they get done, you can't start nitpicking it, because certain things there's not much you can do. You know, you might have gotten a little bit of paint on here. All these exterior doors had a weather stripping in here, that little notch, and I'm going to show you how to remove weather stripping like that. But it's in the doors in the garage going out into the actual garage and coming into the house. I'm going to take those off. Well, I asked him, I says, oh, how do you finish this off? He's going to finish this paint all the way to this edge, I believe. I don't know how they're going to do this edge. They may do it with a paintbrush or something because they don't want to get it on the exterior. So I'm not quite sure where they finish off the paint. If they finish off the paint to the edge of the door, you know, this little edge instead of the face of it. They got a system. They'll figure it out. And so he's left the weather stripping in here, and he said. And I was a little bummed about that. I said, oh, shoot, now you might get some paint on there. Oh, it cleans off. This type of one cleans off pretty easily, he said. And so I'm going to take him for his word on that. He did say he made the attempt to get this out, and it was very difficult, and he didn't want to rip it, spend too much time on it, so they masked it off. See, down here, the masking tape wasn't sticking very well in here. Look at that. So I'm not sure what he's going to do. I'm not going to stress over it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to let them do their thing. And then when they get all done, they'll come back and they'll do some paint touch-up. And they'll do some clean-up. And they'll get everything done. They're supposed to mask these off. I would have taken these off. One screw. Just take it off. You know, that's for the blinds, the stupid little string that hangs down, they wrap on there. In fact, see, each window has one of those. You gotta wrap so much stuff on there, but I think they're leaving them. I'm not gonna worry about it, I guess. They're gonna mask it off somehow and work it. It just seems like it'd be easier to undo that screw. But hey, it is what it is. How long do you think you normally should wait until you repaint the actual doors? Like a half hour or
Yeah.
something like that? Because he's got quite a bit of paint on there.
You see where it's trying to dry already?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. When it's shiny, it's still wet. You don't want to get your fingers and your paws on there.
No.
Right here. You got to let it settle and relax, and then he'll know it's ready for the next coat. And you don't have to sand or anything between coats. You just put another coat on.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Right? And on the baseboard, I saw you didn't wait very long at all before you put the second coat on, because there's not as much on there.
That's at the door.
And I was talking to Con, Christian's boss here, and he came and he says, yeah, you don't put one coat. There's no way you can put one coat on there nice and full body without it running. So that's the reason why they do 2 thin coats. You go over it and you just run your pass along there. You don't try to get it perfect and keep going back and forth. The more paint, the better. No, it doesn't work that way. It starts running, especially on your full-length doors. These are 8 foot tall, and you don't want paint runs on there. If you get a paint run, you can't just wipe the thing off. And then you've got a mark, and then you try to paint over that. Hey, what if you got a mark on the? What if you got a big old paint run on your door? Then you've got to kind of wipe it off and.
Best thing to do is just wait to let it dry and then repaint.
Oh,
it
and then
again.
sand the edge off,
Yes,
and then
sir.
repaint it. Yeah. Yes, baby.
Did you guys set the alarm off?
It went off because the smoke alarms went off because
Because of the dust and the
Because of the
smoke.
dust.
On top too, right? On the top?
On the top it did too, and on top of that, we were trying to get the grill going, and the gas from the grill was came flooding in. So the gas went to that carbon monoxide area,
Oh, it did?
and it set that off too.
Oh, good grief.
Oh,
So
maybe
it
that's-
was both at the
yeah.
same time.
Okay.
It was the smoke.
So-
But
was
it never
the
happened to
empty-
me before.
No.
Really?
Never.
Well, it got lots in here, and it looks like dust. And if it gets up there and
I
it's
wonder-
like dust, even if it was dust, if you were sanding, let's say, sanding a door or something, that can make a smoke alarm go
think I
off. Because
may-
I've done that before.
I may have to, you're done for the day though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, he's spray.
I can keep going, but she needs me to be done.
Oh, no.
No, no.
You keep going.
Well, it's
If he need-
4:30, they were gonna leave.
He's
We can
gonna
wait till 5:30, yeah, no problem.
He's-
Sure?
Oh, yeah, no.
he's
worries.
gonna spray some more.
Maybe I'll contact ADT and tell them
Okay.
to,
Yes, contact them.
turn off the alarm,
Okay.
for a while.
I'm
Okay.
gonna cover this one right here. Right now.
Yeah.
Keep the door
All right.
open.
Yeah, because there's an alarm system. Good point. If you do have an alarm system and if it's hooked up to a company, you might want to let them know, hey, we're painting, the alarms could go off. Now, did you hear that this one painter, Christian, he said he's never had that happen before. But, you're going down hallways, it's a 10-foot ceiling. You get a lot of paint dust in here. You saw the counter that he wiped off before. See, that's like paint dust. When you have dust and it flies up there. Yeah, the other thing you could do is put something around if you wanted.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do that.
That dust, when it flies up in a room, a smoke detector can sense that is like smoke. Or if you're sanding a wall, let's say you're doing a sheetrock patch, and you got to get your sander pad out, your sanding pole, and you start sanding the hallway. You got a smoke alarm. Chances are that smoke alarm's going to go off. I was working in a commercial job one time, and I had a guy, an old timer. He was helping me with the Formica countertops. In the middle of the night, we couldn't work there during the day because of the employees and everything. So in the middle of the night, we're out there where he's sanding this thing and grinding away for this little pass-through tray that was going to go through a glass protected teller window, so to speak. And he's grinding and grinding, and there's dust everywhere from his sanding, and the alarm to the building went off. The fire truck came. He's like, what's going on? And we had to find the actual panel in the building to shut it off. And oh, what a nightmare. I think that ended up costing me a few bucks that night. And I had to call and talk to one of the bosses the next morning to let them know what was going on and why it happened. All because I didn't think about putting some plastic up on the alarm system. I forget what it was, because I don't know if it was like smoke detectors on that building or if it was like fire sprinkler. I forget what it was. But anyways, it was like a smoke alarm and I didn't have it covered up. So see, you can cover them up. He just covered that one up there. Okay, that one actually is monitored. If you have smoke detectors, lots of times your smoke detectors, obviously these are not connected up to any security company. But we had security company come out and they put an alarm system in, you know, for all the windows and stuff. And then he had one smoke alarm that he hooked up to an alarm system. He had to put in a brand new one on this walkout area downstairs and then on the main floor. So then if that smoke alarm went off, it would go to the security company and then they would alert us and all that. So that's the deal. That's the one. Yeah, Christian, that's the one that would go to the security alarm company. That one, not these other smoke alarms. Okay. So if the other smoke alarms go off, I don't care as much as that one.
That one right there?
Yeah. And then you remember in that other room, it was that carbon monoxide one that they put on. I don't think your stuff will do that, but upstairs, upstairs they hooked up the gas, the propane. I'm not sure why that went off. We just got a new gas grill for outside, you know, just a grill, and they put in a propane tank. For some reason they said that carbon monoxide thing went off. I'm not sure why that would go off. I'll take you up there after a while. But anyways, he's covering that right now just for safekeeping, because so that it's safe for the rest of his work today. Plus when he does his walls and his ceilings, he's going to have that one covered anyways. They'll cover all the ceiling later. But think about that when you're getting ready to paint or sand or anything like that. Well, that's all I got for this time. But I'll be back with more videos.